On deadline day, they agreed a swap deal with Manchester United. Jess Park for Grace Clinton. Didn't see this coming, if I'm being honest. Obviously really disappointed that Grace Clinton has fled the Man United nest. Obviously super interesting. Like, I think in terms of her journey, where she's going, the confidence that she's building and what she did for Manchester United last year. But at the same time, I think obviously given some of the comments that she's made about the club, so she kind of said that she's been pushing for an exit. This has been a very difficult decision for me because of the love that I have for my teammates and for you, the fans. However, I feel the future of the club and I aren't on the same page. For me personally, the next step is about growth. I want to continue to develop and learn. Slightly different perspective from Skinner. He said, it's disappointing. I'm sure the fact from the fans' perspective, but we have to move forward to play the players that want to be 100% of Manchester United. And that wasn't the case. So we move. Obviously, he'd insisted before all this news came out that he wanted her to stay at the club. But I get where she wants to go. And I think the amount of times that we've had conversations about Man United or Mark Skinner not getting the best from the players or just not creating the best environment for the club, and like the ownership structure and the leadership from the top just not being conducive to kind of positive footballing, like a positive football environment. I get why she's made the move, essentially. I get it.
Yeah, I understand that. And I think a coup for Manchester City, she can play in the 6, in the 10, in the 8. Like, she can provide different options. She can give them the depth that we've talked so much about that they need. Although they do have quite a few players now in and around that positioning. I think Jess Park perhaps can have a bit more of a permanent fixture, I guess. Maybe her versatility not let her down, but it just meant that she never maybe completely nailed on a spot. So I think there's an opportunity for her to flourish at Manchester United, and that's another squad that needs to expand their pool of talent if they want to go far and if they're going to get into the Champions League. So, and for her, it's an opportunity to potentially play Champions League, which is again surprising that Grace Clinton is essentially given that up should Manchester United make it. Although I feel she probably thinks she's going to a team that will challenge for a Champions League next season. So very interesting. I think a strong statement for her, an important statement for her. And I think it's almost like giving an exit interview when you leave a job. Like, it doesn't really necessarily achieve anything for you, but it does hopefully make who you're leaving sit up and take notice and potentially try and change things or better things for those coming in behind.
I don't ever feel like Man United get the memo. I think.
Oh no, it just goes straight in the shutter.
It's literally that. I just feel like every time a player speaks up about the way in which they left, we had the same thing with Katie Zellan. We had the same thing when Casey Stoney left. We had the same thing now with Grace Clinton and like
quite a few players.
Yeah, and all the players that have gone before that I can't even remember right now. But it's been multiple messages to the club to say, I'm just not happy with the club. Love the fans.
We don't watch social media.
Love my teammates, but the club, the direction of the club, the atmosphere that's created, the energy around the women's team, kind of what the owners are saying about the club. It's just, nothing about it feels positive. And it almost feels like they have success, but it's despite what's going on behind the scenes. It's almost like the players perform to kind of just show them what they can do.
Again, it just likens it to, I can remember times where I've stayed in jobs longer than I wanted to because of the people around me and because of the people I worked with. And then it comes to a point where that's just not enough to sustain you. So, I mean, I guess football is their job, but that's what it kind of feels like. She obviously, her best friend was there.
All the messages, like her.
Yeah. And,
that.
There's a nice kind of camaraderie within that team and you feel like they play for each other. And I guess that just wasn't enough, which just, again, highlights the inner workings of what's going on there. And, some people get frustrated with us consistently highlighting it, but maybe if it felt like it was being addressed, we wouldn't have to keep doing that. So I think it needs to be an inward reflection for United.
I don't think we'll see much change for the foreseeable future.